Hello, my dear YouTube friends. How are you doing today? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Mia, and I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. I do a lot of diamond painting related videos, and sometimes I do other stuff as well. Recently, I unboxed some new kits and the block related things, and I might do some knitting and health related videos every now and then too. So yeah, the subscribe button is right down there. Next to it, you will find a bell. If you ding that bell and choose all, you will be notified whenever I put up a new video. So thank you for doing that. And if you're back, hi friends, welcome back. I'm so happy to see you here again. I hope all of you know how much I appreciate you watching my videos. And all of you, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help with all the YouTube algorithms and whatnot, and you make me happy. That is almost the most important part of it. So, I'm sorry. I have a frog in my throat today. So today, we're doing a Wip Chat. A Wip WIP is a work in progress, and that can be a diamond painting. You can knit, you can crochet, you can cross stitch, you can do grocery shopping, you can drive your car, you can sit in your couch, treat this like a podcast. And yeah, you can watch me work on this, or you can work alongside me. And chat means I'm going to chat your ears off for a while, okay? Okay, so let's talk about all of this. The diamond painting I will be working on today is A Question of Reality by Christopher Lovell. I started this the 25th of June, and this is what the artwork looks like. Isn't it amazing? I am right now upside down, and you can see the monkey's, the ape's face right there. So we're right around here. Yeah. So I'm almost done with my second row. Yeah, it is a diamond painting with square diamonds, square drills. It is 70 by 99 centimeters, so it's a bigger one. And I love the colors. This is not the usual Christopher Lovell. His artwork is darker and, more, I don't know, ominous, I don't know. I love his artwork, but most of them are a bit too dark for my taste, at least in diamond painting format. But yeah, other than that, I have my Bella Art Nicole tray. I have my pen from North Alchemist. It has a single placer from Diamond Art Club with a glue dot in it. Up here it has a multi-placer from Diamond Art Club. I believe this is a 7-placer with my own homemade scented putty. I have my diamonds, my drills in these Elizabeth Ward knockoff containers. I love these. And this over here is a trinket tray from my dear friend Angie over at Sparkle Addiction Art. I will link her Etsy shop down in the description box with all of this as well. And then we have my tweezers. One is from Diamond Art Club, and the other one is from AliExpress, I think. So yeah, let's take a look at what I got. I'm sorry, I don't know. I have some sparkly water here with the taste of strawberry and raspberry. I love it. We also have one with orange and mango, and oh my god, that one is even better. So yeah, first up, how are you guys doing? Please let me know down in the comment field how you're doing, what are you working on, while I'm gonna chat your ears off. I really want to know. You guys mean the world to me. So I want to know how you guys are doing. Besides from a little sniffles and a throat in my in my throat, which by now shouldn't be something new if you know me, I'm doing fine. Actually, I'm doing really, really fine. Today is Wednesday, and it is almost 7:30 p.m. It's rather late for my Wip Chat, but I wasn't home. But I will get into that a little later. Why won't you stick? There you go. First up, let's go back to last week. So last week, Wednesday, was when I filmed my Last Wip Chat. And I don't think that a whole lot happened the rest of that Wednesday. I guess I was just diamond painting. So Thursday, I wasn't supposed to do a whole lot, just be here at home, maybe do some housewife stuff, you never know. But my brother wrote and asked if I could pick up Rosa from kindergarten, because he wasn't feeling too hot. His foot was bugging him and he could hardly walk. So I said, sure. If I can pick her up at 2:45 so that I could get the car home for David to use for work. No issues at all. So I picked her up and I brought her home. She wasn't completely happy with the fact that she was going home and not out here so that she could play with her cat out here. Her cat out here is Pelle, our ginger baby. But, I told her, you were here Monday and you will, we will see each other real soon again. But today you need to go home to Daddy because Auntie has to go home and do stuff. So we talked a little, and my brother made her tell that she'd been a bad girl the day before because apparently this little sneaky girl figured out that, she could just go to the cupboard and get some candy herself. Yeah, that wasn't a popular thing. And yeah, so she told me that Daddy and her hadn't been on the best terms that evening. But yeah. And I told my brother, she's 4. I mean, it's bound to happen. We did that and so much more. I didn't say that when she could hear it, of course. But yeah, I drove home. David left for work. And then, oh my God, I'm so sorry with the sniffles, you guys. And then I listened to an audiobook. Right now I'm listening to, what's the name of it? I think it might be the same as I was listening to last week. No, it's not. This week is a book called Before I Fall. It is written by Lauren Oliver, and it is actually really, really good. I will write the name of the book and the title, the author, down below. So if you want to take a look into it, please do so. Maybe this should be a thing that I do. That I tell you what books I'm listening to and write the name and author down below so that if you want to, look into the book that I'm listening to, you have that possibility. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. But yeah, so I did that and I diamond painted. Friday, I did something Friday. I really need to make notes. What did I do Friday? Right, I wanted to go into town because the Danish astronaut, Andreas Mogensen, who was up on the International Space Station earlier this year, you probably know him, all the Americans, if you followed that mission. He was the it isn't called chief, but he was the boss up there for a while, and he did a lot of interesting posts on Facebook and whatnot. Talked about the projects that he had up there, and yeah, and he was the first one out. No, was he the first one out? Yeah, he was the first one out when they arrived back on Earth. So he was, because we have here in my town, every year we celebrate July the 6th. And actually it is the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th of July that is celebrated, but the day itself is on the 6th of July. And what we are celebrating is that one time that we beat the Germans 175 years ago to this year. But it is celebrated every year. And this year, Andreas Mogensen was supposed to speak and be the guest of honor. But I wanted to go down there to see it, but the weather was horrendous, so I stayed home. And there were music earlier, and a lot of things going on, but I was like, yeah, the weather is not very good, so I'm just gonna stay here. So that was the 5th. Yeah, the 4th I didn't do anything, but the 5th of July, that was that Friday. Then the 6th of July, I had been talking to my brother about going into town to do something with Rosa, but I needed to go get a card and extract some money for the next day for the graduation party that we were going to for my sister's oldest daughter. If you join my live, you probably have seen her in there. Her name is Leah, and she isn't there every time, but every now and then she'll stop by and say hi. And David was out biking, and I was shopping for that card and got the money, and then I bought groceries for dinner. What did we do for dinner? Oh yeah, we did some tagliatelle Italian dish. Really, really delicious. I love it, and by now I know it more or less by heart, because we do it every now and then. And then we were just chit-chatting a bit after dinner, and David went to play some computer, and I then went in here to do some diamond painting, listening to some audiobook. And we had to go to bed rather early because we had to pick up Rosa the next morning. We were bringing her to the graduation party. My brother didn't have the capacity, the spoons to join the graduation party. So we had asked, could we bring Rosa so that she could see her cousins? And we could. So we picked her up at, I don't know, 8:45. And then we left. We got, we brought a lot of things for her, fresh clothes if she had an accident, her iPad for the ride, a stuffed toy, her headphones for the iPad so that we didn't have to listen to all her games and whatnot. And off we went. And she was great. I mean, I don't think she's ever driven in a car that long. She's been on a train ride, but not in a car. And on a train, she can run around. She can't do that in a car. So we were like, I wonder, if when she'll start. Are we there yet? How long will we be driving? The typical kid stuff. I mean, I did that. Every kid did that, right? But she did ask, how long we were gonna be on the highway, stuff like that. But it wasn't until 5 minutes before we were there she was asking when we would be there. So she did really, really well. I'm so proud of her. And then she was a little shy when we arrived because there was a lot of people that she hadn't either met before or hadn't seen in a long time. And she was more or less waiting for her cousin Anna to arrive because she had been talking about that the entire week, that she'd play with Anna. And she heard a child in the living room when we arrived and just assumed that it was Anna. So she ran in, and then she came, out walking backwards like, that's not Anna. That was my sister's granddaughter. Well, it's not technically her granddaughter. It is her ex-boyfriend's oldest daughter, her child. But my sister has been, a mother figure for that girl. She's not a girl, she's a grown up by now, but So Cecilia, as her name is, decided that my sister is a Grammy. And soon she'll be a Grammy for 2. But that little girl was there, and Rosa did end up playing with her really, really well later in the day. They had a lot of fun. But in the beginning, she was just waiting for Anna to show up because, yeah. And then finally Anna showed up, and she just ran straight for Rosa, which was kind of cute. And it was so cute. When she arrived, I said, Rosa, look who's here. Rosa looked up and was just, Anna! That was so adorable. And Anna just ran straight to her and gave her a hug, and they started playing. So that was kind of adorable. So that was, it was easy having Rosa with us because basically she was playing with the other kids. Of course, we had to make sure that you got something to eat and know where the bathroom was and stuff like that. Most of the time she was basically running around with the other kids playing. So yeah, that's easy. The only hiccup was that she fell down the stairs. Yes. We had all talked about, with all the kids, be careful, that staircase is very steep Rosa hadn't been on it before, so I've been like, you need to be very, very careful because this is steeper than the staircase you have at home. And she promised me she would. And we were talking, just about everything and nothing. And all of a sudden, I hear a child screaming, really, really crying. And I just flew up because I knew it was Rosa. And then one of the other adults had ran out there really, really fast. So he came in carrying Rosa, who was crying like, I don't know what. And she saw me and she just reached out for me. And, I took her and sat down and, started to calm her down so that I could look what was happened. She had fell down the stairs and she gotten a huge bump on her head. I mean, she have a really big bump. Her forehead was already reddish bluish. So when she had calmed down and was okay again, I told her that she'd have a unicorn horn in her head, which she wasn't sure that she wanted. I mean, she loves unicorns, but she wasn't sure that she wanted to be a unicorn. My sister ran to get a cold cloth right away, and I was sitting with her and, tried to calm her down. She was crying and hugging me, and I was just hugging her back and, looked her over to make sure that she didn't have any other injuries. She had a bit of a bloody nose that we took care of as well. Anna was so sweet. She came with some paper towel and was very gently dabbing her nose. And I was looking at her teeth because she said that she somehow had fallen on her mouth or hurt it a little. So I made her open up her mouth so that I could look. There was no bleeding, but I wiggled some of the teeth a little just to make sure that there wasn't any loose tooth or anything. But everything was fine in her mouth. And the bloody nose was, not very bad at all. It was just a little. But she was very, very upset. Of course she was. I fell downstairs several times as a child. I remember how hard that is and how much it hurt and whatnot. So she had that cold cloth on her forehead. And my sister's youngest came because she said that she wanted to watch some Netflix. And I don't have Netflix on my phone, but my sister's youngest had. So she got to watch something with Princess Sophia. I have no idea what it is, but my niece let her use her phone. So she watched that, I don't know, maybe half an hour while clinging to me. She didn't cry anymore. She was just clinging and needed that safety while having that cloth on her forehead. We wringed it a few times with new cold water. And she was just, having a hand on me at all time, hugging me a little. And she found out because her auntie has a bigger chest that she could just place the phone on my chest, under my neck. She just placed the phone there, and then she could lean forward and watch the phone. Yeah, and of course we wrote my brother right away, sent pictures, told what had happened, so that he knew, and told him, yeah, of course we checked for God, what's the name of it? What is it you can get if you bump your head? Hang on. I know that. And you're all saying it for me right now. I know it. Concussion. Oh my God. Yeah, so we checked her for concussion, made sure that she wasn't nauseous or, couldn't stay awake, all the things. But, I mean, 5, maybe 10 minutes later after she fell, there were chips on the table, and she ate those, no issues at all. So I was like, okay, there's no nausea. And she wasn't tired. She was watching that cartoon thingy while sitting on my lap, And then by accident, we got the phone turned off, and I, of course, didn't know how to turn it on again because I didn't have the code. So we wanted to go to my niece and ask, if she could open it again. But then she saw that all the kids were making bracelets and wristbands from pearlers, from these little beady thingies, and she wanted to do that. So she was back in the game playing with the kids, and I was back in talking with the other adults. We got talking about my my aunt, who used to be married to my father's older brother, was there as well. And we talked about back when she lived with my uncle. That house they lived in had a staircase as well. And I believe every child in our family fell down that staircase at least once. I have fallen down, I don't know how many times, at least a handful of times. And it's always been at family gatherings and whatnot, and we've been running up and down playing or wanted to get something downstairs or, something like that, and then one or another fell down. Yeah. I don't know how many times I fell down, but yeah. So we talked about, I guess every child have fallen downstairs at least once. So yeah. But she's okay. And I asked her, several times how she was doing. And if her head was hurting, and she's like, just a little. It's okay, Auntie. It's not so bad. And then when she was walking to the kitchen where they were doing the necklaces and stuff, I noticed that she was limping. Oh, well, not really limping. She was walking, and then one of her feet, she was walking up on her toes. I know she does that every now and then, but I mean, she had said that her feet was hurting. So I was like, Rosa, did you hurt your foot? And she was, just a little, Auntie, but it doesn't hurt. It's like, are you sure? Yes. It's like, you have to tell me if you're hurt because then I need to look at it. It's like, no, it's okay. And then 5 minutes later, she was walking normally and there was no limping. And I was like, okay, I believe you. So yeah, she was out there. And the funny thing is that it was not just the little kids that was out there playing with these beads and whatnot. It was the bigger kids as well. So they had fun, and everybody made bracelets and necklaces. So yeah. And I asked Rosa if she could make Auntie a necklace. She just looked at me coldly and said, you can make your own, Auntie. I'm like, what? How rude. I was like, well, that's not very kind. No, but you can make your own, Auntie. Well, then, that child, she is becoming more and more sassy, I tell you. She's so funny. And oh my God, I was the same way, let me tell you. So, I mean, I love it. I can just see her grow up and becoming this tiny human being, that has confidence and isn't afraid to say her opinion, which is so funny. She says the darnest things. So she was upstairs again and downstairs a few times, and I was, the first time I was like, Rosa, when you're going down, please sit on your butt and scoot down the stairs, okay? We don't want you to fall down again. And she was like, yes, I know, Auntie. I was like, okay. So, no more accidents. And we had dinner at around 5. So, we drove home at around 6 because my brother had asked if she could be home just around 8. And the drive took us an hour and 45 minutes approximately. So, it was okay. And we had, made little, well, not bets, but, we've been talking about, I wonder when she'll fall asleep. Most of us were like, we won't even leave that little village that my sister's mom lived in where the graduation party was held. We were like, I wonder if she will sleep before we leave the village because, she was tired. You could just see it. She was tired because she'd been playing all day and she'd bumped her head and, it's just been an eventful day. But no, it took her, I don't know, how long did it take her? 10, 15 minutes before she fell asleep. I was very impressed. I wrote my sister, like, yeah, none of us were right. She didn't sleep until this city. Well, this village. She was like, wow, she's one cool cookie. It's like she is. So she slept most of the way home. She slept about an hour and 20 minutes. So she woke up right around the time we left the highway. I'm so sorry to these sniffles. So we drove her home and walked her in, and then we stayed, and talked with my brother for an hour and a half, talking about the day and everything and nothing. And Rosa was, she was playing around. She was talking with her daddy about what had happened, and yeah, she wasn't really tired yet because even though it was way past her bedtime, she wasn't tired since she'd slept in the car. So she got to stay up. And we left, I don't know, 9:15, I think. And then she was going to bed. She had her teeth brushed and she was walking upstairs to take off her clothes. And we said goodbye and hugs and kisses. And yeah. My brother said that she slept within a few minutes. So that's good. It'd been a long day. He kept her home on Monday from kindergarten because she was tired. It had been a long day. And so he was like, yeah, and let's keep an eye out on that bump on her head. And she was tired. She had a good nap. Usually she doesn't nap during the day, but she did on Monday. So yeah, Sadly, I couldn't bring her here on Monday because my body wasn't impressed with me because of that Sunday. Oh my God. Yeah, my body wasn't impressed, so I couldn't do a whole lot. I'm sorry. So I was just here. David and I were out grocery shopping because we needed to buy stuff for David's um, lunch. Well, lunch for work. And even though I needed to do something. There was something, I don't know. There was something that I had to do while we were out. So we did that. And I came home and we put Dora to work. If you don't know, Dora is our iRobot. So she got to work. We cleaned the bathroom because we usually do that on Sundays, but we weren't home. Kind of like I usually have my lives on Sundays, but again, we weren't home, so no lives. No live on Sunday. I joined in on Shay's live when we got home Sunday evening, and she had a guest. She had Tamithy. If you join in live, you probably know her, and if you've been on Leopard Leatherworks lives, you absolutely know her. And she just started her own YouTube channel. So I'm going to link that one down in the description box. So go check her out. Yeah, so that we can support her as well. She is the sweetest girl. There is nothing she won't do for anybody. So a really, really sweet girl. Go check her out. She has a couple of videos up by now. So yeah, I watched that, and I did some more diamond painting, and I was tired, so we went to bed at around 2, and yeah, Monday shopping, doing nothing because my bag and I were very friendly with each other. Then David left for work, so I was listening to my audiobook. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos that I had missed. Some unboxings and some vlogs from Anthony, and you know, here and there some videos from Diamonds and Doxies, stuff like that. And yeah, Tuesday, yesterday, did I do anything yesterday? What did I do yesterday? Yesterday David was out biking, and I did a little around the house, played with the kitties. Oh, yeah. When we got up yesterday morning, and not just yesterday, but several times over the past week when we've gotten up, Spark have been peeing in one specific corner of our house, and it's just not okay anymore. Now I remember what I did Friday. Anyway, I'll get back to that. So yesterday I had to call the vet, and make an appointment for him to be put down. So sad. I talked to the veterinarian, and of course she has to ask, because she could see in the system that he's just a baby. He's 3 years old. So, she had to ask why. And I told her, and she understood completely. And she was like, yeah, but I have to ask. Like, of course you have. I mean, you need to know that we're not just putting down a 3-year-old baby because he's a nuisance, or because we don't have the time or whatever. You have to ask that. She was like, I'm so happy you understand, because a lot of people don't. I'm like, of course I understand. I mean, nobody in their right mind just euthanize a 3-year-old cat. I'm like, and it isn't that we really want to do it, because he's an amazing little cat. He is so social. He loves cuddling. He's an amazing little cat, and he's just sick. So it isn't because we want to, but he's ruining our house, and he's stressing himself out, and, no. And he's apparently getting sick again. So it's only a matter of time before, his bladder is clogged up again, and this time the insurance won't pay all of it, because they already did that within a year. So, and we don't have that much money to do it again. Plus, that experience was very traumatizing, especially for him, but for us as well. So, we don't want him to go through that again. I mean, I can do it. If we had to, I would do it again. We would do it again. But for him, it would be too much trauma. So it's better for him that, he goes to the Rainbow Bridge. Tomorrow will be a lousy day. I'm not looking forward to it, especially because I have to go alone. The only time they had open was 20 after 4 p.m. and David has to go to work at 4. So I have to go alone, which, I mean, it isn't an issue. I can do that just fine. I just, would wish that David would, could come along. But, I have to do it. I can do it. I've done it before. I just need to bring a lot of tissues. But yeah. So that's going to be a rough day tomorrow. And I was just remembered what I did Friday. I had a friend here. A friend that is my sister. We're like sisters to each other. So we call each other sis. I'm an aunt to her daughters. The oldest one will be 30. I don't know how that happened. I mean, I still remember her coming here every school vacation, school holiday, and she would call and say, hey, Auntie, so can I come for Easter break or in my summer vacation or whatever? And I would ask, sure, how long do you want to stay? And for Easter, she was like, well, I'm off Friday. Can you pick me up at, I don't know, after school? I could pick her up at 5, 6 p.m. or something. It's like, sure. So when do you want to go home? Well, how about, I think the longest she's been here is 9 days. So she was here her entire Easter break. Which, you know what? Yay. So, and in the summer she'd be here, I don't know, a week, 10 days. In the fall vacation she'd be here. I loved it. And she'd basically move in every time. She'd bring her computer, a laptop, clothes, whatnot, everything she needed. And she would bring some schoolwork that she had to do. And every time it had something to do with math, I was hopefully in trouble because I couldn't help her. I mean, no. Math has never been something that I was able to help others. But yeah, if it's, 1 + 1 or, stuff like that, stuff like that. But when it's complicated, no. So yeah, and now she's 30. I mean, how did that happen? Anywho, the youngest just turned, was 22? Again, how did that happen? I mean, she was how old? 10? Maybe? Was she 10? Maybe even younger when I met her the first time? Time flies. Time flies. It's crazy. So she was here on Friday, my sister, my sis, and we were, chit-chatting and talking about everything and nothing, and she left at around 4, same time when David went to work. So yeah, that's when I went in here and did some diamond painting and whatnot. Yeah. So today I have been at Odense University Hospital. Yeah, where I've been taking part of that research, that project for sleep and yab and whatnot. So that project is ending next week. So we had that end of a research project talk. I had to fill out a questionnaire with about 80 questions. Took, I don't know, well, it didn't take that long. And then we talked about, how I felt about the project, if it'd been hard, what had been hard, if so, stuff like that, It took about an hour. And then, because I was over there, I drove to IKEA and had, well, for me it was lunch, but for most other people it would be dinner. I had the vegetable meatballs, they're so good. And I had a piece of pie, a cup of cocoa, and a bottle of water. And then I took a quick walk through the store, and then I drove home. Just because I didn't want to end up in traffic. Traffic from Odense back to Jutland can be crazy around that time. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna spend an hour or so in IKEA just so the worst of traffic is gone, So traffic was fine on the way home, except from the usual crazy people. So I was home at around 6:30 p.m. I think, and I left. What time did I leave? I had to be over there at 3. So I left at 1:45. So yeah. Now I'm filming and then I'm gonna upload it, edit it, and yeah, well, first I'm gonna edit it, and then I'm gonna upload it, and make it available for you guys. And after that, I am going to diamond paint, maybe see if somebody want to chit chat a little, or I will listen to the last of my audiobook. I really do recommend it. It's different. It's actually good, and it makes you think about your life. So yeah, at least go and read about it, because it's really, really good. And how long have I been yabbering? 50 minutes. I was like, yeah, it hasn't been an hour yet. But yeah, what else? What else? I don't know. I haven't really a whole lot else to say, just because of my throat and my runny nose and whatnot. So I actually think we're gonna cut it a little short today, so that you don't have to listen to all my sniffles and whatnot anymore. And yeah, so again, don't forget, thumbs up, it really does help. And if you aren't subscribed, please do so. Hit that bell so you can be notified, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. I have something planned, and please join my live this Sunday. It is at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and 7 p.m. European mainland time, European Standard Time. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video. And yeah, take care, everybody. Bye. Love you all. Bye.